welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, here in Matoya's cave, where Saroro has a quest line. And this is a bit unusual. Not that he's a poroggo, but the type of quest line he has. Well, it's me, Ribbit. Mistress Matoya will have my height. Are you alright? You're a guest, and yet you would lend me your aid? Oh, thank you, kind adventurer. I'm in your debt. Permit me to introduce myself, Rabbit. I'm Saroro, a humble servant of Mistress Matoya. I'm tasked with picking leaves from a herb garden from which I make her tea. Alas, drawn to their medicinal properties, bugs have recently taken to ravaging other herbs. I attempted to get rid of the pests, but they are too much for a lone poroggo to handle. I would be grateful if we could eliminate them in my stead, Ribbit. So, this quest obviously is not yet unusual. Oops. Okay, I got rid of the bugs. The bugs are no more? Oh, thank you. Not only are you kind, but you are strong as well, Ribbit. Now I can resume my duties again. Harvesting and making tea. It's all I'm capable of. I'm a failed creation, you see. Unlike Mistress's other children, I'm incompetent and clumsy. For want of a task I could perform, she bade me serve her tea 7 times daily. But even in this, I needed assistance, Ribbit. Unless I make myself more useful, it's only a matter of time before my mistress removes my enchantment. Then I would revert to an ordinary toad, incapable of speech. I cannot bear the thought of that. I must become a better servant, and I believe that I can do so. If only I knew what my mistress desires. Having received of her blessing, the brooms here are bound to possess this knowledge. Alas, they refuse to talk to me. But as you are our guest, they cannot willfully ignore you, even if they're not entirely cooperative or forthright. Please speak with them, Ribbit, and acquire the information I need to survive. And I can finally fly in the hinterlands. Okay. Should you choose to undertake this quest, you receive no guidance from the journal or duty list. You need to read carefully and decipher the clues. Reading backward.
Knowledge seeks no man. Swish rule. But if you desire my knowledge, you must first grant me my heart's desire. Nothing fascinates me more than aether. Streams of it go around and around the world like a great tangle of ribbons. When one rides such a stream, where will one end up? I often engage in such musings. But even as I muse, I frighten myself silly. For instance, what if I were to arrive at my destination only to find that there's no dust to sweep? Can you imagine a worse fate? Of course you can't. You're not a broom. But I am, and I require a safety measure. Something that will point the way home no matter where I find myself. A signpost for ethereal travel, as it were. Sparkly, glowingly, angularly. Such signposts used to be commonplace in Charlian. If you can find one and bring it to me, I will share my knowledge with you.
Okay. Now, what the boon seeks. What the boon seeks is an aetherite. So let's pick up a shattered aetherite shard and return.
The brave adventurer returns. Swish swisharoo. Did you find it? A signpost for ethereal travel?
An aetherite shard.
Yes, this is precisely what I wanted. With this I can always find my way home. I need not fear being condemned to a dustless life. As promised, I will share with you such knowledge as I have received from my mistress. That is the fruits of her research into Aether. Aether is the thread from which all creation is woven, and Mistress Matoya has devoted her life to unraveling its secrets. Over the years, she has made discoveries beyond count. Why, if I had a bristle for each one, I would be a rich broom indeed. But wealth is a thing to be shared, and the fruits of my mistress's research are distributed among my brother brooms and our distant relatives the tomes. Oh, you wished only to know what my mistress desires? I'm afraid I cannot tell you, for she never imparted that knowledge to me. Sorry to disappoint.
Another quest that it's no quest log guidance.
Knowledge seeks no man. But if you desire my knowledge, you must first grant me my heart's desire. After I finish sweeping, I go outside to dispose of the dust, and every time I do so, I find myself admiring the bridges. Fat bridges, skinny bridges, bridges made of work, tough bridges, rickety bridges, even bridges with pigeon flocks. They are unique and fascinating all. I love to note and compare differences, colors, sizes, and so forth. The other day I got to wondering, what is the tiniest bridge in the area? I spoke with a little bird, and she told me that there's a wooden bridge along the cliffs to the west that's tinier than anything for moms. If you can find it for me, I will share with you my knowledge.
And it's that thing, I think. You discover a tree trunk that is arguably serving as a bridge. Wooden bridge. I know I have searched a lot for this tiny bridge here. When I did this quest the first time. A lot.
The brave adventurer returns. Which was the route? Did you find it? The tiny bridge of which the little bird spoke? Pray describe it to me, that I might behold it in my mind's eye. Oh my, such a charming little bridge. For I love big bridges and I cannot lie. There's something to be said for simplicity. I should like to sweep the bridge someday. As promised, I will share with you such knowledge as I have received from my mistress. That is the workings of her crystal eye. It is the most prized of Mistress Matoya's possessions, allowing her to see such things as lay hid in the ebb and flow of Aether. I wonder if one can see behind the shelves of it. My bristles rustle at the mere thought of all the dust that is collected there. Oh, you wished only to know what my mistress desires? I'm afraid I cannot tell you, for she never imparted that knowledge to me. Sorry to disappoint.
Still no guidance. Give me my heart's desire.
I'm a finder of filth and pursuer of purity. And right now I desire to behold that which is the opposite of dry, dirty dust. Pure, untainted water. At the heart of the answering quarter there's a pool. If you follow the stream which feeds the pool to the west, you will find an untainted spring. I want you to draw water from this spring and bring it to me. If the water is as pure and amazing as I imagine, I will share with you my knowledge.
Okay, this is the pool that we're talking about, with the Malbowers here in front of a San Mosian's Arboretum dungeon. And so we follow the water vein to the west. To the spring. Now, statuesque broom, some water for you.
Amazing. I can see right through it. Sometimes I can't even tell whether it's there or not. And yet, there's something underwhelming about it all. In the end, it's just ordinary water. Legends speak of a water which surpasses all waters in beauty. It is unattainable to the brooms, who possess no face. It is said that men have it, but not once has Mistress Matoya shown hers to us. Perhaps her well has run dry? Saltier than the blood-brine sea, yet clearer than the Thaliac River. You have this water, I'm certain of it. If you will show it to me, I will share with you my knowledge. Cross my bristles and hope to die.
Cry.
Be still, my rustling bristles. This is the water of legend, and now I remember its name. Tears. The rivulet streaming down your face, so poignant and yet somehow beautiful. As promised, I'll share with you such knowledge I have received from my mistress. That is, the history of Sharlayan. Prior to the Exodus, such knowledge as was conceived here was presented to the Forum, the body of scholars which, for all intents and purposes, rules in the Northern Motherland. Mistress Matoya was none too fond of them, to put it mildly, for they hindered her research in the name of their so-called laws, though envy and spite were as often the motive of their actions. I'm but a simple broom, and cannot lay claim to understand my mistress' feelings, but I imagine that it was like getting dust stuck between my bristles. Oh, you only wish to know what my mistress desires? I'm afraid I cannot tell you, for she never imparted that knowledge to me. Sorry to disappoint.
Sarago. How fed your inquiries, Rabbit? Were you able to learn from the brooms what my mistress desires? They didn't know. None of them knew? Inquisitive as they are, I was so certain they possessed the knowledge. You have already done much for me, but I must trouble you for one more favor. It's my last resort, Ribbit. My mistress secretly has one more broom, which she keeps outside the cave. I chanced to see her summon it once, with some manner of incantation. But it's a special broom, is plain to see, and as such I believe it possesses the knowledge that the others do not. Now, I know not how to summon this broom, but its fellows here should be able to help you in this, at least. Please speak with them again, Ribbit.
The kind adventurer returns. Switch to Shrew. Thanks again for bringing me the signpost. If there's something else you wish to know, please do not hesitate to ask. I see. I'm not aware of an incantation, but I do know the broom of which you speak. After all, she's my sister, born of the same wood as I am. I've not seen her recently, but perhaps my brothers have. You would do well to speak with them. How may I serve you, Swishwisheroo? You wish to meet our sister, you say? I suppose you did show me your lovely, lovely tears. Very well, I will tell you what I know. As she is usually outside, we seldom see our sister. But this one time, when we are all getting our bristles cleaned, she taught me how she may be summoned. When we wish to see her, we need but say the name of that which is dearest to our mistress. Unfortunately, I know not what that thing is. Maybe one of my brothers will know? And finally she comes to me. So you wish to know what is dearest to our mistress? That's a difficult question. For my research into Aether to her herb garden, much and more is dear to her. What she loves most I cannot say, but I know for a fact what she hates above all else. Ihr Stolle. How do I know this? Because she never, ever talks about die Stolle. Why, she goes to great pains to avoid the subject. She wouldn't do it for something she likes now, would she?
Were you able to learn it, Ribbit? The incantation by which you might summon my mistress's secret broom? So it's the name of that which is dearest to her, but we know only for certain that she hates the Stolle above all else? Why, that isn't helpful in the least. But we can't give up, not yet. It was at the bridge east of here that my mistress summoned the broom. Please, go away and try calling out the names of various things. You're bound to stumble upon the right word. Eventually. Okay, say... Stoller. Let's start with the obvious. You hear the sound of sweeping nearby.
Sweeping is believing, Swishwisheroo. Who is it that summons me?
Serendipitous broom.
You are she who summoned me. I desire nothing of you, save that you desire nothing of me. I possess no knowledge that could possibly be of any use to you. For my mistress has imparted unto me naught but memories. The memories of a young Stoller. The warmth of her hands, her determined countenance, her blossoming into a woman grown. Every mundane conversation they shared, a sudden departure, a painful farewell. My mistress cannot bear to have these memories near, but neither does she wish to forget them. So it was that she entrusted them to my safekeeping, and bade me remain hidden. I can tell you not more. Pray leave me to my sweeping.
Shows how much Mistress Matoya cares about your Stoller. That they are like family. But that doesn't help Sagorogo, right? You succeeded in summoning the secret broom? Osa! I knew you could do it. So, what did the broom tell you, Ribbit? It's truly the way of it, but I can scarcely become your Stoller, or anything else for that matter. And now I've exhausted all avenues to learn my mistress's desires. Oh, woe is me. Useless as I am, I'm doomed to become a mindless, speechless toad. Have I talked to you lately? It feels like only yesterday that I was a simple toad without a thought for aught beyond the next bug I would eat. But a twist of fate saw me chosen by Mistress Matoya. She raised me up with it, making me into a porogo and bestowing upon me a name. Short though my time was serving my mistress, and poorly, these were the happiest days of my life. Will you oblige me one last favor, kind adventurer? A request from a condemned soul, Ribbit. When I revert to an ordinary toad, I will go back to dwelling in the wetlands outside my mistress's cave. However, Opkins lurk near the area, preying upon my kind. Please, vanquish the beasts, but I needn't live in fear. Defeat free flat-foot Opkin. Alright, so Rogo. I killed the Opkin for you. You seen to the Opkin? Thank you ever so much, Ribbit. Now I can live out my days as a mindless toad in peace. I don't know what I would do without you, kind adventurer. Well, I suppose this is it. Perhaps we meet again at the muddy pond or in a raft of swamp grass. Please be careful that you don't accidentally step on me. Would that there was another way, but there isn't. I must accept my fate. Lest you are thinking to shimmy up? No, that's no use, Ribbit. No use at all. Cheering me up, that is. Sarah Rogo gazes at you with anticipation. Cheer! Thank you, kind adventurer, for believing in me. I was bogged down in the quagmire of despair, but you have set my cold Wavekin blood to boiling with determination. 'Tis too early to give up, Ribbit. I will go to Mistress Matoya and demand to know her heart's desire, or perish in the trying. So, do you think you could speak with her first? Soften her up a little? I shall be right behind you. A serious talk, you say? Very well, let's talk then. Oh, venerable mistress, your humble servant comes before you to beg a boon. I would know your heart's desire, Ribbit. Pray speak it unto me, and I shall see it fulfilled. What brought that on? Are you afraid I turn you back into normal toad or something? Well, I'm sorry I've got no desires. None at all. Nay, there's naught left for me but my pride. I poured my heart and soul into my research. Passionate as I was, I invariably clashed with those around me. But even as these clashes served to stoke the fires of my motivation, they walled me off from the rest of the world. And here I am. This cave is my home now, but ere long it will become my tomb. I'll die and turn into bones amidst this gloom, and none will be the wiser. There's nothing I desire. I'm just an old woman awaiting death. Now, mistress, you're great and wise. You deserve better than that. If you will but give a command, I shall make your accomplishments known to the world, that your name might be remembered for all time. Fool of a porogo. If I desired such things, I wouldn't have hidden myself here. If someone wants my knowledge, we'll have to find my cave, and force open the door, and survive the attentions of my minions. Then, there's truly nothing I can do for you? You're a stubborn one, aren't you? But if you wish to serve me so badly, very well, I shall give you a task. When I die, you're to close this eye of mine. the one that sees all. After which you had to summon my hidden rune and lay it at my side. You know of it, I shouldn't doubt. It shall be done, my mistress. As surely as my name is Poroggos, it will be done. With it. That is well. Did you hear, kind adventurer? Thanks to you, I've been entrusted with a task of great honor. Finally, my existence has purpose. Well, is there something else? No, my mistress. I'm making sure to be present when you draw your last breath, to better perform my duty. I'm not going to die in a hurry, you dolt. Now stop standing around and go and make me some tea. At once, my mistress. Ah! Tis you, kind adventurer. Thanks to you, I've been entrusted with a task of great honor. I mean to perform it to the best of my ability. With my mistress yet here hale and hearty, for now I continue serving her tea, 7 times daily. But I stand ready to spring to my task at the first sign of her expiration. With it. Alright. Poroggos is motivated. Matoya is not yet dead, and yeah. We learned of her lack of desires. And a love for Y'shtola. And with that, I end this episode. Until next time, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.